You ain't gonna get to me, bad day. Not today. Alright. It's the final fight. I'm ready for this. Let's do this. Oh no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no! No! We all have those times when, like, nothing's going right. You have 5 tests in the same day, and you're, like, on a losing streak, hundreds of thousands of games long in sports or video games. Those things happen. They happen to me, and they happen to my dogs, probably. But I never let it get to me, though. What I do is I look that bad day in the eye and say, you ain't gonna get to me, bad day. Not today. That's why Michael Sage's poem, Keep On Keeping On, really struck a chord with me and made me feel like someone else understood how I tackled my problems and issues. Keep On Keeping On by Michael Sage. We've all had times when the going gets tough. The smooth ride suddenly feels bumpy and rough. The good times are gone, it's all rather gruff. You let out a sigh and exclaim, I've had enough. We are entitled at times to gripe and to moan. What's happened to my life? You say with a groan. My backpack seems weighed down by a very big stone. How do I move away from this miserable zone? When a curveball hits you through a trick or a con, remember the good days when the sun always shone. Go forward with the belief that you have already won. The best advice I can give is to keep on keeping on. In the first 2 stanzas, the author used end rhyme, but stopped in the 3rd stanza with the ending words being con, shown, won, and on, as opposed to the rhyme scheme of the 2nd stanza with the words moan, groan, stone, and zone. The genius here is when you look at the tone of the first 2 stanzas compared to the 3rd. The first 2 stanzas have a generally downtrodden tone, as it wonders why bad things are happening, with the smooth ride suddenly feeling bumpy and rough, as well as not being able to move away from this miserable zone, as opposed to the 3rd stanza telling the audience to remember the good days when the sun always shone, and to go forward with the belief that you have already won. The hopeful tone is in direct contrast to the first 2 stanzas, where the tone is much more sad, thus the lack of end rhyme, meaning that the author is moving the audience away from the tough times and into the hopeful times, where he says to keep on keeping on. The author also uses metaphor/imagery to great effect, by comparing life troubles to something relatable to the audience and saying, my backpack seems weighed down by a very big stone. The author is using familiar situations, such as the aforementioned backpack example, to describe the feeling of those bad days happening to you. The problems the audience are experiencing are unknown to the author, but he uses the most relatable metaphors to try to describe what it might feel like. And I really think that this applies to the kinds of video games I play. Now I know that this isn't really much of a problem, and I could have just as easily talked about a bad day I had, and I can't really go one presentation in this class without mentioning video games at least twice. But it's a very personal thing to me. I play games for fun, for relaxation from after a long day, and to cool myself down after an argument. Sometimes I get knocked off or killed in the first 5 seconds. Others, I make it close to the end, only to fail or have one of my units die. When these things happen, I'm not gonna get more angry or throw my computer out the window. I'm gonna say, alright, just 1 win, and I'll be happy.
And in these moments of just 1 win, these are the moments where my poem truly applies to me. Time and time again, I fall. The curveball's hitting me through tricks and cons, but me, I keep going, because I remember that when I succeed, it'll all be worth it in the end, and I'll be satisfied. I get through those times when the going gets tough. I keep on keeping on, because I go forward with the belief that I've already won, and I've never had enough. I keep trying, because maybe, just maybe, this'll be the 1 win.
No matter what, I try. Through thick and thin, rough and smooth, I don't care if it's tedious or frustrating. In fact, I welcome it. The harder I work, the more satisfaction I receive in the end. I feel that when I win, I deserve it. That's why Michael Sage's poem, Keep On Keeping On, really struck a chord with me. It made me feel like someone else. Stop!
Oh, stop?
Yeah. Keep On Keeping On by Michael Sage. There are times when the going gets rough. No. Let out a sigh and exclaim, I've had enough! Frick. Keep On Keeping On by Michael Sage. We've all... But, turn this off! Turn it off! Turn it the frick off!
That was the best take.
Ball hit you through a trick or a con. Remember the good days when the sun always shone.
Oh, you're so close!
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Because a vision softly creeping.
There's a squirrel in my ice machine. The heck? Okay. Yank!